Hey everyone, it's Valen from Mischief of Mice, here with another Guild Wars 2 episode on the Necromancer's elite specialization, the Reaper. This is pretty darn cool. I've been trying it out a little bit, and I'm liking what I'm seeing. So, let's go over some of the basics. Alright, here we go. Reaper. What it allows you to do is use the Greatsword, which I actually say, typically I don't really care for the Greatsword much on many of my characters. I mean, it's not bad, but this one really sticks out that it's excellent. I do like it a lot. But it also gives you a Reaper's Shroud instead of the Death Shroud, which is down here. And it's a little bit different, gives you some different skills, and it looks really impressive, I have to say. It's quite likable. But, alright, so the different abilities you can choose from are Augury of Death. Your shouts siphon health and recharge faster for each foe they hit. That's right, shouts, shouts, shouts. You get a whole bunch of new shouts as part of the new thing. And life siphon damage, life healing, recharge reduction per foe hit, and so on. Chilling Nova. Critical hits against chilled foes cause an explosion that chills adjacent foes. And you might think, well, chilling, okay, not a lot of things cause chilling. Well, guess what? Just your regular auto attack causes a chill, which is excellent. Which actually is also kind of required, since most of your skills don't allow you to get away. But, so therefore, Relentless Pursuit reduces duration of movement, impairing conditions, additional reduction while in Reaper's Shroud. Immobilize, unable to move, etc., etc., as you can see here. That's pretty darn cool, especially since I really like being in Reaper's Shroud. It's just so cool, which you guys will see shortly here. Shivers of Dread. Whenever you inflict fear, you also chill. Another reason that you don't really need to get away so much when you're chilling all the foes around you and they can't quite get near you. Then you've got Gravedigger. Perform a huge swing that deals heavy damage. Soul Eater. Reduces recharge on Greatsword skills. It also steals health if it hits. Actually, that's not too bad. Yeah, I might consider switching over to that one. And it performs huge swing that deals heavy damage, etc. Yeah, that's not too bad. Then we've got Chilling Victory. Striking a chilled foe grants might and life force, seeing a lot of synergy with chilling. Single attacks can activate this trait more than once before recharging. That's nice. Decimate defenses. Striking foe with vulnerability increases your critical hit chance. Let's see, do we have vulnerability? Yes, we do, right there. And it seems to be the only vulnerability on the standard skill bar list, at least. You know, I think I'm going to switch it to this one here, because that just sounds a lot more fun, especially since it's Greatsword appropriate. Chills last longer, and chilled foes deal less damage to you. Ah, even better. Which probably also gives a good reason why such a squishy character can run in and do a little bit better. I thought for a bit there that the Necromancer being such a low armor class would have difficulty being frontline, and I didn't really have much of an issue with it. Then we've got Blighter's Boon. Gain life force when you gain a boon. If you're in Reaper's Shroud, gain health instead, which is excellent because I'm going to be switching back and forth all the time. Deathly Chill. Chill deals damage, with additional damage to foes below the health threshold, and that is 50%. Then you've got Reaper's Onslaught. Attack faster while in Reaper's Shroud, and let me tell you, you do. Killing a foe while in Shroud reduces recharge of all Shroud skills, which is excellent because you're going to want to be spamming those things as often as possible. And that 15% attack speed increase feels like 50, the way that I was seeing it when I was using it before. So let's get out here. Let's see what we can do. I see a Crimson Moa that's asking to be a volunteer. So, step 1, you've got your standard... That wasn't nice. Take this. Let's see. Auto attack is on. So you can see that chill effect jumped in on the sword there. Boom. So you know when it's coming. That chill effect activates on the sword. Pretty darn cool. I like that it really shows that it's coming, so that you know when to expect it. You don't need to worry about forgetting that it's there, or if you need to rely on the chill, because a lot of your abilities will actually rely on that chill. Then you've got Gravedigger. Perform a huge swing that deals heavy damage and it recharges faster if it's a downed or low health foe, which low health is less than 50%. So actually, let's see if we can hit this guy. There we go, and it practically instantly recharged. That was excellent. And of course I'm crippled, but that's okay. We don't really care about the pack bull. He's just going to come back in about 5 minutes anyway. Let's go after this Arid Devourer and see what we can do with Death Spiral. Conjure a drill of dark energy on your blade and rend the armor of foes in front of you. The sound it makes is excellent too. Which I don't know that you could really hear it. It's a very low bass noise that isn't quite as definite for that one. We've got Grasping Darkness. Conjure claws of darkness from the shadows to attack foes, applying a condition to them and pulling them to you. Gain life force for each struck foe. Which, this one is very visually pleasing. Here we go. Very nice. It reminds me of another game, Heroes of the Storm, with one of the characters in there having a similar ability. Oh, and I forgot to read off Nightfall. Call down a growing column of shadows that damages and conditions foes every pulse, which is, it's very, I just love how all the skills look on the Necromancer with this one. It just came out really well. There we go, there was that low bass that time. And then you just chop away, and once he gets below 50%, you then can spam this one as much as you want with the life siphon and so on. Then you've got a new skill. That's not it. Here it is. Heal yourself, gain life force, strike foes around you, absorbing additional life force from each foe struck. It's pretty good for a healing skill. It does a decent amount, so you'll be seeing me use that. And then you are all weaklings. We've got a whole bunch of shouts. Damage foes around you and gain boons. Inflict conditions on struck foes and gain boons per foe struck. Of course, it doesn't help if I'm running away. And the fact that they also voiced these is awesome. I do love it when they voice the shouts. Then you've got Suffer. Doesn't sound like the same voice actress, though. I can't quite be sure. Quite lovely. I love this. So, Suffer. Damage foes around you and chill them. Transfer conditions to each foe you strike. That was the Suffer one we did. And of course it adds the chilled effect. There's one little Mordrum Wolf over here. We're going to do Nothing Can Save You.
Nothing can save you.
Which is damage foes around you, converting their boons into vulnerability. Your attacks become unblockable for a short time. The duration increases based on the number of foes struck, which of course I only hit one. So it was over by the time I started reading about this, but that's okay. So we're going to hit you. Oh, and get back here. Yeah, that seems to be one of the issues, is your mobility with this build. But you should be able to swap out to another weapon to gain something that might help out with that aspect. Then you've got your Elite. Freeze all enemies around you. Frozen solid, I love it. Inflicting conditions on them. Gain boons for each foe you freeze. So, once again, it's... the Necromancer is a bit of a finesse, but you can still just spam stuff and do just fine.
Your soul is mine. Suffer. Nothing can save you.
I just love it. It's just good fun. So once this goes, then we'll jump into one more skill. And actually, we're going to do the Reaper's Shroud next instead. Where'd that guy go? He was there a second ago. There he is. We're going to start with this, and we're switching over. And you can see... Oops. I need to get back this way. You can actually fight with this giant scythe in Reaper's Shroud. You can see how fast my character's attacking with that bonus on there. Alright, let me get back in the playable area before I end up going too far here. Let's go after this one. And, oh, actually, once he's gone, or both of these are gone. So this is good because it's building life shroud for me. Here we go, or Reaper Shroud. We can do Death Charge, slide forward, destroying projectiles, and doing like that spinning move there, you'll actually shoot forward if you don't run into enemies with it. Let's turn that off for a moment. And I'm going to switch my set out just to show off the that you can have a number of critters following you. In Guild Wars 1, I'm going to tell you a little story. It's story time with Valen. There was, the Necromancer there was known as a Minion Master. There were certain builds there they could summon a lot of minions. And in certain times, before patches were made, people were able to summon massive amounts on certain maps where there was a lot of shambling mounds, or I think that's what they're called. Shambling horrors, that's it. And these things were pretty impressive with... here we go, come on, attack him. Were pretty impressive. I was never a minion master. I wasn't that good at it. But there were plenty of them out there that could get like 50 plus. It was just ridiculous and sick. Alright. But, of course they made patches afterwards, and with that came the death of a lot of the minion masters. But over time, all minions, not just a few, but all minions in Guild Wars 1 would have their life degrade over time. And it ended up, they did that on purpose so that people couldn't end up making too many at once in case there was some kind of glitch, or at least that's what I feel it was. Come on, Pack, we'll get back up. There we go. So, with that in mind, it looks like they ended up adding something new. So, depending upon how many enemies you're fighting, which probably would have been good when I had a bunch here earlier, but you can summon a Shambling Horror, which is a very plain undead creature, but it has degrading health over time. So you can actually keep summoning more of them and more of them, but they will, in time, end up running out of health. So, dang it. There we go. I got a Shambling Horror for each corpse and bad guy on the field. Plus, I've got several other minions. So you can really be, once again, another minion master. Call your own support. Now these guys aren't taking damage from just existing. They're taking damage from the tendrils. But, and of course they're all dying as it is. But, I mean, there is a lot of really cool stuff that I was finding with this. Just the ability to be able to keep summoning these, because a lot of them will actually survive long enough. Let's just blow him up. So that you can continue summoning more and more and running to the next battle and keeping like about 12 or 13 guys going if you really end up working at it. So there we go. A bunch of Shambling Horrors. Oh, they may be appearing because of my own creatures. I didn't even think about that. That's pretty cool. So let's switch back over to the Reaper Shroud here, and Infusing Terror. Shroud yourself with dark armor that grants stability every second. You may shatter this armor to fear foes around you. So that looks pretty cool. And then it shatters. So let's get a little bit more of the Reaper Shroud built up by fighting some enemies here. And you can see I really haven't been having too hard of a time fighting a bunch of guys, especially since I switched over to a minion master build. But so let's switch over and we'll do Soul Spiral. Spin and damage nearby foes. Wow, nice. Applying a condition each strike. The skill inherits traits from life transfer. And a lot of these ones actually will say that they inherit traits from life transfer as well. So. Alright, and below 50%, we use up number 2, and it refreshes almost instantly, but then if I hit this guy, and he's higher than 50%, it still takes a good 6.5 seconds. Alright, so we built up a bit of Shroud again. Let's do that, and we will do... That's that soul spiral. Oh, nice. Alright, then we've got Executioner's Scythe. Deliver a powerful overhand strike to stun a single target. Deals more damage the lower health the target is. Leaves behind a field of ice. So let's find some more enemies here that we can try this out on. Where's your buddies there, hyena? We're just gonna fight this guy just so we can get some shroud built back up. Gain some life force. It just really does seem to flow quite well, and there's a lot of synergies that you can build with this build. Ah, here we go. And once all the guys get in here, then cast this, bring out a bunch of shambling horrors, and we've got ourselves quite a faction of guys going on here. Then we can bring this out and try Executioner's Scythe, which that was pretty cool. I gotta say, it's the Reaper abilities on the Shroud are just really impressive, especially with the attack speed buff that you have. It's pretty good. Pretty good. And you can see that the Shambling Horrors are still around even though they've been taking damage, and I could still cast it again. I didn't have any enemies actually. Oh, I guess I did. I did have one guy that was still fresh enough of a corpse that I could summon another one. But then as they start dropping, your character may start commenting on it. I've had her before start saying, oh, there goes one. Oh, and another. And another. It's pretty entertaining how vocal they made the Necromancer with the new abilities on this. But yeah, I'm not a big Necromancer player. I might be after this. It just seems like a lot of fun to play a squishy character that's able to... Oh, I messed that up. That's able to hold their own pretty decently, especially since they're doing a lot of life stealing and have a lot of options with it. So, if you like this video, please give me a like, comment, or subscribe. And until next time, see ya.